it's Trent. Hope everyone's having a good day, good week so far. Make sure you sub, share, like, comment, check out my other videos. And today we broke down in the middle of nowhere, right? And also got the Juice shirt on, gotta rep it, love Juice. So anyways, breaking down in the middle of nowhere. So this happened to me and my friend at the same exact time, which is crazy, right? Because, so here's the scenario. And I'm sure a couple of you know this. I may have talked briefly about this in other stories, but this is like the full story, right? So me and my friend were moving down to Florida. And I've already moved back from Florida. So this is like 2 years ago, right? And we both had cars, and we both had to drive all our stuff, like my whole room packed into my car, right? And move into Florida with my friend as soon as high school ended. So it's a 21 hour drive, right? And we did not want to get a hotel along the way. So our plan, right, was we didn't want to get stuck in the like Chicago traffic. We knew if we could get through that, the only other like major traffic is going through like the major cities, you know? When you go through Atlanta, you're gonna hit traffic. And I mean, what else? You go through Tennessee a little bit, you'll hit traffic like in the mountains, but besides that, there's none, right? So we're thinking we'll be good. Our only plan was to leave later on just so we didn't hit the midday Chicago traffic or rush hour or whatever, right? So our plan was to leave like 9 p.m. But here's what ended up happening. We both were talking to girls at the time, right? My relationship was ending, his was still going, but it was still emotional times for us, you know? We're both hanging out with the girls, and we both keep telling each other, yo, we'll leave in an hour. We'll leave in another 30 minutes. Yo, let me just hang out with her for 10 more minutes, right? That's what we kept doing to each other. So instead of actually leaving at 10 p.m., it's like 12 a.m., right? Like, it's a new day. And I'm like, yo, you ready to go? He's like, yeah. So it was sad, did not want to leave, really wanted to stay. What we should have done is just stay the night and then left in the morning, right? And dealt with whatever traffic. That's what we should have done. But what we ended up doing was going to hang out with a friend on the way. We stopped on the way to say bye, so we didn't get onto the highway. We didn't even get into Chicago, like leaving Chicago. You know what I mean? Like, we didn't leave Illinois till after 1 a.m., between 1 a.m. and 2 a.m. So you can guess what happened. By 6 a.m., 7 a.m., we're shit tired. You know what I mean? Like, my vision is blurry. The sun's just starting to like fully come up, like it already was coming up. Like, we had the pretty views and stuff, but by the time the sun was already up in the sky, we're in Indiana. We've made like not barely 1/4 of the progress, like not even, you know, and we're tired. So we're like, okay, you know what? Let's just drive as long as we can right now. Let's try to drive another hour or two, and then if we have to, we'll stop, right? That lasted about 30 minutes till my friend almost fell asleep. So we decided, you know what, let's just pull over now and sleep, and we'll deal with it later, right? One of the worst, I mean, not worst sleeps I've had, because I've slept on the floor and I've slept outside, so the car seat, you know, it could be worse. I've had worse, but it was not a great sleep. It took a while, even though I was tired. The sun was like blaring through my eyes. We're parked over at one of those, you know, those rest stops, and people keep walking by. It's really early in the morning. People are walking their dogs and stuff. And my car kept getting so hot, and I didn't want to leave it on because I didn't know how long we'd be there. So I left just the key, or I took the keys out and I left the window cracked. That's what I did. At first, I just kept turning it on and off and having the AC, but I was so hot. And so I cracked my window and I just go to fall asleep, you know? And I finally fall asleep. I wake up to rain hitting me in the forehead, right? And it was like 2 hours later. Like, we did not sleep a lot, right? I'm feeling kind of tired, and I see my friend walk into the bathroom. So I get my ass up and I go walk to the bathroom. We talked about how we both really wanted to smoke. We were like, fuck, I wish we could smoke, you know? But we felt like we hadn't made enough progress to do that. So we were like, you know what, let's get back on the road. We're still pretty tired, you know? So we drive for, man, a long time, okay? We drive for probably the whole day, 10 to 11 hours, right? By the time we got done driving, which we'll talk about that scenario, but when we got done driving, we had like 6 hours left, 5 hours left, right? So if we already drove, let's just say 5 hours, right? We drove like 15 hours. We drove the entire day, right? And we were dead. We were dead. It's nighttime, and we have nowhere to go, right? So we're looking for any rest stop, and I get on the phone with my grandpa just because, I'm just chatting with him. He's the closest one I'm to in the family, so I'm talking to him. And he's like, you have a cousin that lives in Tennessee. I can ask if you want to stay with her. I can see how far you are from her. So we pull over to the side of the road at a kind of sketchy area. We were in the middle of nowhere, dude, so we're chilling there. And he's like, yeah, you could stay with your cousin. So we drive like 20 minutes out of the way, and there was this place that was open for food super late. It was like 2 a.m., middle of nowhere. Well, now we're not the middle of nowhere. We're in a town, just an unknown town in the middle of Tennessee, right? Or I guess if we're in Tennessee, we probably still had like 10 hours of driving. So let's just say we drove for 8 hours. We still drove all day, just we didn't drive 15 hours. That's insane. We drove like 8, 9 hours because we still had like 10 hours to go. And Tennessee's like halfway. So we ate this really good barbecue, fall asleep, whatever, right? Or I didn't fall asleep. I stayed up all night because it was only one bed and we were going to switch. But I was like, you know what? I can power through it with Red Bull. So stay up all night, and this is the day that the car broke down, okay? We're in Tennessee, and we're leaving, and it's super hot. It's, like, right after high school ended, okay? So summer's just starting, and we waited, like, a week. So it's the beginning of the summer, end of spring, whatever. Hot as fuck, okay? It's, like, it feels like 90 outside, right? And we hit traffic, like, hard traffic, pretty quickly, like 2 hours in, right? And we stayed in that traffic for 3 hours. I thought, okay, with 10 hours left, we should be able to make it. Like, let's say we left at 12 exactly on the dot, 12 p.m., like during the day, 10 hours, we should make it by 10 p.m., 11 p.m.-ish, stopping for gas. We'll be good, right? Now I think staying in traffic is what fucked us up, but we stay in traffic for 3 hours, and then it opens up, and we were flooring it. We were going like 80, 90, which was a huge mistake, right? We didn't even need gas. We stopped for gas like 20 minutes before this incident happened, right? We're driving through these windy mountain roads, and it was like the kind of not only part, but one of the only times during the drive where we weren't on the highway, right? Like we were on like a single road, but it was weaving through the woods, like middle of nowhere, and we only taken that because there's a traffic jam, right? And my friend, he calls me and he goes, yo, you need to pull over, or you need to turn around and come back, right? Like I'm a little far back on this road. My car overheated, right? So I turn around to go try to find him. And the moment I turned around, my car started acting weird, right? Like I went to go speed up and it was acting like the brake, like the car just kept slowing down, right? And I hit 20 miles per hour, and I would go to speed up, and even if I put my foot all the way down, the fastest it would go is like 35, maybe 40, right? Like my car completely stopped working. We're in the middle of nowhere. We're not even on the highway. We just got off the highway, right? So we're kind of panicking. My friend's car is smoking, and then my car starts smoking. So both of our cars are smoking off the highway, middle of nowhere. We're kind of worried, right? So first, my friend starts looking up car places, and I'm just looking up anything around us, right? Because we barely have Wi-Fi connection. There's all these big trees around us, and we find a McDonald's that's connected to a gas station that's like 2 miles away, right? So we drive our car, we roll our cars, right? We drove so slow, and we had to wait like 10 minutes because both of our cars, I mean, I think they would start, but they were smoking. Like we did not want to drive them, right? So we finally make it to the McDonald's/gas station. Cars are not working well. We go inside and we decide, you know what? Let's just stay here for, a long time. Let's just stay here for like an hour or two. And then the cars, if they're just overheated, they should be cooled down. We'll be fine. And if something's actually wrong, we'll figure it out, right? But we were just going one step at a time. We knew that it would be a challenge trying to move, 18 years old, both of us trying to go not across the country, but Illinois to Florida, you got to go all the way down. So we're in the McDonald's, and I ordered some food, and I'm not going to lie, I was sitting there trying to eat it. It was absolutely disgusting. And McDonald's is different in every state. Like, the food tastes different. I'm sure they use different things a little bit, right? But like the one in Florida isn't like the difference from Illinois and Florida McDonald's is the Florida McDonald's, they never cook the cheese like on the burger, you know? Like they don't melt it, like it's cold. Like you get a McDouble, you get a quarter pounder, Big Mac, whatever, right? Like your cheese is gonna be like cold, like solid, which is nice because your burger's hot, it's hot outside, cold cheese, right? In Illinois, the cheese is like melted onto the burger. In Tennessee, they're just fucking nasty, I guess. I don't mean that as an insult, but it was so gross, dude. I don't know if I just got a bad batch of McDoubles or something. I got like 2 or 3 of them, right? And every single one I bit into, it was like, I swear there was like purple coloring in the burger. It tasted disgusting. And I love McDonald's. I've eaten some nasty burgers and I've just eaten them, right? And been like, not bad. Like, these were really bad. Like, my friend even, he loves McDonald's. He's eating nuggets. He loved his nuggets, right? He had some of my burger. He's like, that's nasty, right? I was like, yeah, I don't know what's going on here. So then I had to go to the bathroom, and which is fine because we're waiting for the car. But I'm not gonna lie to you guys. I'm trying to take a shit, and there's like roaches on the ground of the bathroom walking around, right? Which is fine. I've seen roaches. But like when you're stuck in a position of going to the bathroom and there's roaches crawling around, that's not nice, right? Because what if it comes and crawls on me and shit? I'm not dealing with that, right? So finally that all gets done. We get back in the cars and it made me super nervous because at first the car wouldn't start, but then it started and the heat thing, which at first the heat like I can't think of what it's called, but you know, the hot cold meter, right? Was all the way on hot. Now it was back towards the middle. So it was like, okay, I think we're good. And think about it. I stayed up all night, so I'm dead tired, right? And my friend's like, okay, so what should we do here? It's like, let me think. 5 p.m. or not 5 p.m., like 4 p.m., right? And we still have like 7.5 hours, 8 hours left. We'll make it by midnight, 1 a.m. ish, right? Maybe a little longer. So we're like, you know what? Let's do it. We can make it. So we keep driving. The cars were being sketchy, but it could have been worse. We also had a shit ton of stuff in them, which I'm sure didn't help. And it was a little less hot outside because the day was getting longer, but still hot, right? And the only other eventful thing about this drive was the random gas station stops we had to take because one of them, it was pouring rain, so we had to run inside because every gas station we went to, we went inside because we drove for so long, you know? I got this ice cream at one of them, which was a horrible idea because I thought it would keep me awake trying to eat ice cream while driving, you know? But really, it was just nasty. It was like already melted when I got it, and it was supposed to be like Oreo flavored, like cookies and cream, you know, and it just tasted kind of fruity, like it was gross, right? So I threw that away quickly. And I was eating sunflower seeds trying to stay awake, but I'm not gonna lie, the last 3 hours, right? We finally got into Florida and the highways were blocked off again. So we were taking these back roads, these super windy roads, right? And the whole last hour, because we came from a whole way that we shouldn't have, because the highways, like, were, I don't know what was going on. There's always construction in Florida. That's probably what it was, right? But it was so backed up that we weren't going to make it till like 4 a.m. unless we took another way. So we start taking other ways, and the whole last hour, I'm not talking last 20 minutes, last 30 minutes, last 10 minutes, the last hour of us trying to get to the house, we're all excited. We were on speakerphone the last hour. We're all excited. Both of us are hitting our pens, finally getting high, you know, and we were really getting high. And there's no one on the roads, basically, right? Like a few people. So we were fine, and we were still right behind each other. I mean, there was a few times we got separated, but we were close to each other, you know? But there were speed bumps the whole way on this road, all the way down till we finally got to his house, my uncle's house, right? Where we were staying. We finally get there. I remember we brought all our stuff inside, and we were like, we'll set it up later, or we'll set it up tomorrow. Let's just get high as fuck and play Madden, right? Like, all we have to do is set up the PlayStation, screw everything else. Like, didn't even put clothes away, didn't take my toothbrush out, didn't do anything. Just, let's get high, let's play Madden. And that's what we did. It was good, right? But hope you guys enjoyed. Make sure you sub, share, like, comment. Check out my other stories. And thanks for watching. Be safe and peace out.